Hello, everyone. Uh, my name is Michael Caraccio. I'm from New Jersey, and this is my vlog. It's called Just My Honest Opinion, or JMHO for short. I'll be giving information and stuff on how to contact me and where you can find this video. This is the very first video of my series. Not doing any kind of podcast right now. I want to see how these videos go before I start to venture into podcasting. Purpose of the video series and such is I was encouraged by my family um, and some of the people I know and such to do this because um, I guess on a negative side and stuff, I'm considered opinionated, but I do get credit for most of the people that I know and such that I do try to think things through. I do try everything to see both sides of an issue or both sides of a coin, so to speak. And um, and do something that I feel doesn't really happen out in society too much anymore, which is thinking before speaking. I mean, I know, it seems that everybody wants to get in that buzz line, so to speak. I don't even know what the hell to call it. Uh, but, you know, I believe that answers are more than, I don't know what X, Twitter's character limit is. Now, I think it's 240 or 260 characters or something. But I think with issues as they are in the world today and stuff, I think you need more than that many characters and stuff to answer some questions. And there we go. That's why this my video series here is what I'm doing. I think in the intro of that you'll find on the site, because I'm going to be posting this up on, or I have posted this up on Rumble. Um, I'm willing to talk about pretty much anything, things that are on my mind that have to do with primarily politics, society in general. But then again, it seems like everything has politics attached to it nowadays. You can't uh, do anything and stuff without having some sort of political spin or slant on things, and that's a little unfortunate. But it's the nature of the beast and just how we've become. Um, Got a little bit about myself. From New Jersey, northern New Jersey, up in the land where we call it tailor ham and not pork roll. Um, I just, I have, I'm married. It's going to be 30 years next April. Um, and I have two children. My son is 28, my daughter's 26, and I can't be any less proud of them, the people they've become. So I do have experience in relationships, and I do have experience in child raising, but I'm no professional. I'm not going to call myself an expert. Again, as the site is called, it's called Just My Opinion. Uh, I know I know a lot of things. I try to research a lot of things before I actually come out with how I've uh, reasoned things, whatever the topic might be. That's that whole thinking before you speak. Um, and I do have times and stuff that, guess what, I make mistakes. Don't we all? um, but I think there's a lot of people out there who feel very locked in to their beliefs and such, and that's kind of evident with how people interact, and looking through social media and a lot of its forms nowadays. It seems that a lot of people think that their way is the way, um, and don't really aren't really as open-minded as they think they are. Again, there's a clue. Just my opinion. Um, I didn't know exactly, outside of introducing myself, what I was going to offer in this. video. Um, I'm just trying to give you as a heads up of, again, who I am and kind of what you're in store for if you come and view these videos and such. I am open to correction. Like I said, I'm not going to call myself an authority on anything. Um, I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to say what I know, what I've learned, what I've, researched, looked into. There may be things I, read, but I will stay open-minded to, correction. If I get something wrong, it's not going to be intentional. If I do, and if you want to either leave a comment or send me an email and such, which I'll provide my email uh, towards the end of this video. You can, you know, help yourself to try to, educate me. I have nothing against being educated. At the same time and such, there will be probably times that I'm going to agree to disagree. Um, it's just a matter of, having one opinion, the other opinion. You're entitled to yours, I'm entitled to mine. And sometimes that's, sometimes where you have to leave things. Metaphorically and stuff, I like chocolate ice cream more than I like vanilla. You might have a different opinion. Um, you know, you may turn around and tell me butterscotch beats, chocolate ice cream, by a mile. And again, that's an acquired taste in a sense, in my opinion, and that's okay too. Hopefully, it will never become a thing that we'll be at each other's throats. I know there isn't going to be, at least in these videos, any direct, immediate, one-on-one contact live in the moment. But if you do respond and you do want to educate me on something, the only thing I can offer you is I will do whatever I can to respond, and even, in a video, as the series of videos go on and such, I'll, if I got it wrong or I learned something new, I believe me, I'm going to address it and let everybody know. If there's something that maybe, you turn around and say, I never looked at it that way. I'd appreciate those too. Um, Another little bit you can see, actually, I have a green screen set up behind me here that kind of attaches to my chair. Hope everybody doesn't mind it. I don't have any fixtures and such that can really pick up on the green screen and stuff. And the stuff that's even behind the green screen, I don't think anybody wants to see. Um, it's not that it's a disaster area, but I do have a habit of having an organized mess, and I didn't want to have anything distracting anybody, even distracting me and such for you to look at. So I know I probably have a face for radio. Uh, I don't remember who came up with that phrase, but I use it. So I hope I didn't just infringe on somebody's trademark. Uh, I guess what I'm going to offer right now is maybe a topic that would be easiest. I mean, I keep notes and I jot things down to discuss. And I think maybe for this first video, just so that you get an idea again of how I kind of plan on doing these videos, is would be a question of the First Amendment. Um, I believe very strongly in the First Amendment. Of course, I don't believe somebody can be in a crowded theater or a mall or something and just start screaming fire. But everybody does have they're entitled to their opinion. They're entitled to voice themselves and their beliefs and such, which I think is definitely the foundation of the First Amendment. Um, there is what I feel a big responsibility by all of us as Americans to protect the First Amendment. And what I mean by protecting it and even living by it is uh, it's okay to have, voice your opinion and such. But I think what makes the First Amendment even stronger is being able to admit when you're wrong and being able to, you know, um, voice when your opinion has been changed. Because then you start to actually show power of First Amendment. Um, for instance, I'll go back to my ice cream analogy. Um, if I say that, chocolate is the greatest ice cream and you're never going to change my mind, and that's me voicing my First Amendment about chocolate ice cream, you can voice your opinion on uh, that conclusion that I've come up with and stuff, and ask me and stuff, have you ever tried anything else? And if I come back and say, well, no, you kind of helped with the First Amendment, and maybe you'll turn around and say, hey, maybe you should try something, another flavor, and see if you still have that chocolate is the best opinion. So if I am closed-minded and say I don't need to, I like chocolate, that's it. That's really not going to help any kind of conversation, any kind of a debate. Um, that's how come I think things turn into arguments. Uh, but you know what? If I end up telling you that, maybe I have an allergy to butterscotch, I can't try that. You might give me a recommendation of, Rocky Road, but I know that comes, I believe there's some like walnuts in it or whatever, and it can't have nuts. But, as you say, hey, try strawberry. Okay, strawberry. So I try strawberry, and then I find out, hey, you know what? I actually like strawberry more than I do chocolate. Uh, Strengthening the First Amendment and such is the fact of me coming back and saying, hey, I know I proclaimed chocolate king of all ice creams, but my mind changed and such because somebody convinced me to try something else, and I just found out that I like strawberry more than chocolate. Doesn't mean I don't like chocolate anymore, but I just happen to prefer strawberry more than chocolate. So that's kind of my perception and how I basically view, on a very, very uh, foundational viewing of the First Amendment. I hope that you do too. I'm not into shoutdowns. Um, um, this is where I'm going to start giving you a little bit of side information on me and such. I am very passionate about my beliefs, but I am not. Uh, we'll say I'm not rabid about them. I don't feel that I do that. I mean, if you're going to come up with an argument regarding a point I bring up, uh, bring your A game, um, because I do research things. I do try to look up other things, to strengthen my arguments and such, and strengthen whatever. There, have been those occasions, like I said, that I have changed my mind. So we'll see if it's not a war of wills here, but, if you can change my mind by educating me, by giving me a different perspective, I always appreciate that. And I'm hoping that I'm able to provide some insight to everyone out there too who wants to interact in some fashion with me. Um, I actually look forward to it. So I think, to tell you the God's honest truth about myself, I am very overly vigilant, and I do have trust issues. So I try to trust people, and I hope that there is you're stay on the truth and facts as much as possible, because facts are very big in my life. I don't, while I respect feelings, and I'm not here to validate anybody else's feelings and such. So if I say something, hey, I don't care about such and such a thing and stuff, and you say, hey, that hurt my feelings. That'll be an unfortunate thing. I hope you don't take it too personal. But the thing is that certain facts are facts and such, and that's kind of the realm I pretty much hang into, uh, and stay as grounded to as possible and such. Then again, as I kind of opened with a few minutes ago, um, I do make mistakes like everybody else. I don't mind them being pointed out. Even if I have to come back and review a video to go, did I really say that? I think I try to pay very close attention to what I say and how I say it and the words I use. But I do the same when I interact with people. This is also a little more. This forum is a little different for me because I am an interaction person in person. I'm not a big on phone calls. I mean, I talk to people on the phone, but I like being in the presence of the person because I not only listen to what the person says, I hear the tone of voice, I pay attention to the eye contact, body movements, and such. I guess a lot of people say that's an empath. I don't know if I would call myself an empath, but I do have a strong level of empathy for people and such. I do give respect, as and expect the same in return. I hope that's good, and everybody understands that and says, I can live with that. I hope you can. Here comes some of the disclaimers regarding my videos that are going to be coming up. I don't know how frequently I'm going to put them up. I think out of the gate and stuff, I may end up doing them pretty frequently because, um, well, let me give you the disclaimer first. There may be times due that I am passionate and I am from the Northeast. Like I said, I'm from Jersey, which is in the New York City uh, vicinity. Um, Profanity more than likely will be coming out of my mouth. I am big on honesty, and sometimes I'm gonna curse. So if you're afraid your children are in the room when you're watching my videos, it might be a good idea to wait until your children aren't. Uh, I do hope that you share my videos with other people that can, if I end up having a topic or something I'm talking about and such that you agree or even disagree with. But I hope you share these. Just kind of letting you know that I may end up revving up in a manner of speaking, because, like I said, I am passionate about some of my beliefs intensely, and I can become intense and such. I don't think I'm going to really take the path of criticizing someone to embarrass them. But I will turn around and say I do have a dark, dry sense of humor. I am going to say that I can be sarcastic. For those of you who are watching this video and know me, you probably just went, no, really? Um, I don't want to end up being sarcastic. I want everyone to understand that if I do be sarcastic, I'll probably flag it myself and say that was sarcasm, or you'll pick up on it eventually and such and know when I'm being sarcastic. But I want to make sure that I'm as clear as possible, and sometimes. I guess the best way I can put it is that, yeah, sometimes the phrase I end up using and have used and such is that I do have a low tolerance for stupidity. There are mistakes, I don't want to mock anybody because if I'm going to sit here and have these videos and I want you to watch them and I have the attitude of, when I have the belief of, you know, I can only operate on the last bit of information I have, and maybe I don't have all the information, but my opinion's based on what I do know. And once something is introduced that might change that opinion, might end up modifying whatever my opinion is and such, I you know, want to be allowed to have that courtesy extended to me. Therefore, of course, I'm going to extend that to you folks. Anybody that wants to, watch one of these videos and such, and I figured I'm going to do them about, 30 minutes. These are probably going to be 30 minutes coming out of the gate. Um, you end up saying, hey, I can't believe Mike said that. Type me out an email and say, hey, did you know about this? And, of course, I'll probably, if I can, I'll give you credit or turn around and say, hey, somebody let me know and such. I know I said this a couple of videos ago, and I looked into it, and you know what? It kind of changed my opinion, and I didn't realize or whatever and such, and it'll change. Other things, again, I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible. But like I said, I do have a dark side, and as I've always told my kids and such, and my wife ever since I met her, she also knows I try to use my powers for good instead of evil, but I damn well know how to use my abilities for evil and such. The better way of putting it and such is that I try to maintain and want everybody to, let's stay on the high ground, shall we? Stay above the fray in a manner of speaking. Let's keep it civil, take the high ground, all of that. But if you want to go in the mud, I will go down in the mud with you if necessary. And I wholeheartedly mean, I'm not bragging. I will get down in the mud. I will kick your ass, go back to the high ground and say, now, do you think it's better up here, or do you want me to come down in the mud again? I try, I'll do everything I can to bring somebody up to the high ground, to keep it civil. I mean, I can be passionate. I know other people can be passionate, and I have no problems with that, but I don't want anything to become slugfest of nastiness. But if I have to, I will. And I know I can get very, very cutting at times. But I don't want to use this. Like I said, I don't want to use this forum for that kind of stuff, and hopefully it'll never dissolve into that. But if I do end up having a response in another video, or this gets to be something that I'm able to do podcasts with, and I'm doing it live, again, I'm going to point everybody back to this intro video to let you know it's kind of, you gotta watch the whole thing, because I want everybody to understand what they're kind of, I say tongue in cheek, but I am serious and stuff to say what you're in for. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be informative. I want it something to be that you enjoy, and maybe you can kind of say, hey, you know what? I thought the same thing. I didn't think anybody else thought that. Maybe you find that there's some sort of kinship out there, and I happen to be your kinship guy and stuff, that you say, wow, you know what? You kind of think the same way I do. The other way might be and stuff. You might find out that I'm the kind of person and stuff that goes, hey, you changed my mind and such, and maybe I didn't see that point of view. Thanks, Mike. Or you can turn around and say, hey, Mike, I want to help you out because you're trying to figure out something, and I see something is bothering you out there, and I watched your video, but did you ever look at it this way and say, hey, I'm glad I can help you, Mike? And I'll sit there and go, well, thank you very much. So it can be definitely a two-way street, and we can definitely have those types of conversing. I do want to say, I'm going to show you, if I do start looking up, just so that you know, I kind of have an interesting setup here. I have, and I hope this doesn't scare anybody, but I got a 6-screen setup in my office here. I got 3 high, 3 low. So if I happen to look away from the camera and I'm looking up, it's just that I'm manipulating some things around, because I kind of wanted it set up this way just in case I need to do some sort of interaction at some point, and do maybe a little show and tell type thing, which I kind of want to do now. As a, for instance, kind of like I had discussed and just kind of gave a summary overview of my beliefs with the First Amendment. I want to give you, because of the way things are nowadays and stuff, and everything being so politically charged and politics attached to everything and such. I have had talks with a lot of people and such, whether it's chatting or kind of a exchange back and forth through posts, particularly on Facebook, um, or even texts at times to friends and some family. Um, People start going, I just can't handle politics and such. It's just too confusing. Um, what I want to, how things are being presented out there, everybody, and I'm talking mainstream media. I have a problem with mainstream media. They have been more than deceptive for, wow, at least a decade now. Um, I understand the level of everybody's yelling, but nobody's really providing information or usable information. That it does fall on us, um, because again, I feel as citizens of America, of the United States, we are the keepers of the gate, not the government, uh, not the elected officials. In a manner of speaking, we need to make sure. I'll probably, my next video, I'm gonna get a little more detailed into that point. But it really does come down to the success or failure of this country falls on the citizens, plain and simple. Um, um, I am not a registered Republican, just in case for disclosure. I am an undeclared, or I guess what they would call an independent. There have been good uh, Democrat presidents. There have been good Democrat politicians. I can honestly say that you'll hear it's not anything that would surprise you. Yes, I would say I have Republican or right-leaning beliefs that are more in line with mine, but I don't sit there and say and swear blood loyalty to Republicans, because sometimes, like I say, they screw up too. I am a person that really tries to find uh, when people uh, lie, to take responsibility for it and fess up. I even expect the same from the politicians. Of course, with a wink and a nod and such. Yeah, what are the chances of that happening? It's rare, but I still have hope for this country. I do still have a strong belief and stuff of how wonderful our country is, and how uh, great it is and can be. I mean, we're really not doing a great job lately. We've been definitely deteriorating, in my opinion. But like I said, that's a conversation for another time. But I just wanted to have it out there for you so you understand where I am here on August 18th, 2024. Uh, just so you know that. But I think the point I'm trying to make at this juncture is I'm going to try to not dumb down. I want to simplify. I don't really like to dumb things down. I like to simplify things. And if you are somebody, somebody that's having some difficulty, getting those concepts that are being thrown around there in the political world and such, when they're talking about the economy and all of that and stuff, I try to and again, like I said, I am not a economist. I graduated from a community college. I have a associate's degree in computer science, but I do read. I do like to find things out. I do like to find articles, information. I go on the History Channel. I go on the Library of Congress. I do try to see videos. Do try to get both sides of the story. But basically, the thing is that I'm going to try for you in these videos and stuff to kind of, like I said, simplify things to the point of helping, hopefully helping, or even, like I say, maybe get an education from the people out there um, on you know issues and topics and things that are being discussed. So with that said, I'm going to bring up like the economy. And I know it's a little touchy for everybody and such, but we have to do the comparison of the Biden-Harris administration's economy and President Trump's economy. What the economy was during his 4 years as opposed to through President Trump's 4 years, and Biden Harris's economy during the last almost 4 years now. Um, if you're having trouble saying, are we doing better or are we not? Because, even the White House turns around and this day and age, this day is turning around and saying, we're actually doing good and we're doing better and all this other stuff. And you kind of sit there and go, well, maybe I wasn't paying attention back then and stuff. It doesn't feel like we're doing good. Or maybe you turn around and say, hey, this economy is exactly what I always wanted America to be. Again, you're entitled to your opinion. I just want to actually use a little example of how I understand. I don't want to sit there and try to dig through the data. I try to leave that to the professionals. Again, if there's a financier and economist out there and stuff that wants to contradict or correct anything I'm going to offer right now, please do. If you can provide more detail, more insight and such, my thing is that, truthful information is always helpful. The more information, the better. I mean, everybody wants to be informed, at least, fingers crossed. Everybody does. Because if you don't want to be informed and you don't want to get all of the information, hopefully, like I said, it's truthful, then your mind is a little more closed off than you think it is, and you may want to reevaluate that, because you gotta keep an open mind, particularly in this day and age, no matter what you do. So I'm just gonna kind of show you. I went out to the government Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is at bl.gov. And what I ended up using was, and I'll show you right here. This is the CPI inflation calculator. So as you can see, Consumer Price Index is what CPI stands for. That has to do with pretty much everything we buy, from what I understand. So the CPI calculator that I ended up using, and you can see up here, what I did is, it kind of, what it does, and my understanding of what it does is pretty much give me an idea. I put in, if I had $100 in January of 2021, which was the beginning of the Biden-Harris administration. And I said, I know what I could have bought for $100 back then. Could I buy the same amount of stuff now that I bought then? Which you can see, their site only goes to July. They don't have the August numbers yet. So when they talk on your news network or wherever you're getting your information, and they start talking about, CPI this, and then they start throwing numbers around and your head's going to explode, and you're sitting there going, gee, why don't I feel better? They're telling me things are better. Why don't I feel better? you might want to go out to a site like this, because that's kind of what I did. Sometimes like I said, they talk so in such a way and stuff that you have to sit there and go, where's the truth and where's the spin? And the spin becomes, worse, because who's fighting for what side and wants to make themselves either look good or make the other side look terrible. Again, it's the tag of everything becomes political. So, of course, I want to sit there and have a more understanding, solid idea of, I know financially and with the economy and everything, I feel that the economy has been worse since President Trump's. So I used this calculator as an example to turn around and kind of verify if I turn around and say, yeah, things are much worse than it was during Trump's administration, things are much worse right now, or if somebody wants to turn around and tell me, no, Trump's economy stunk, Biden's and Harris's is better. I would come to this and turn around and say, well, let me see. To be honest with you, that's what I would end up doing. I would turn around and say, let me see. Show me. And, if these numbers came out, then I would turn around and say, listen, numbers don't lie, and God bless you, and you know what? I'm wrong. Maybe, you're right. So, if we can all agree, you can see here and stuff that the CPI account there and stuff, I put in $100, and I want to know, it says it right there. It's a real simple thing, and like I said, this is the United States government information, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So it's nothing that I can mess with. It's nothing that I'm making up and everything and such. It's theirs. It's what the White House, Treasury, U.S. government uses. Okay, this is how they provide us, the citizens and stuff, with this type of information. So I put in is, okay, $100. So can I buy the same amount from January of 2021, almost 4 years ago? Can I buy the same amount of things, or what, how much is it going to cost me now to buy the same things that I bought for $100 back then? And I hit calculate, and you see it calculates out. Now, if you don't understand, this is pretty simple to understand, but it's okay if you don't understand it. What it's basically saying here is that it would cost you $120.25 to buy the same right now, today, or let's say, as of last month, a couple of weeks ago, it would cost you $120.25 to buy the same things that you bought for $100 in January of 2021 when the Biden administration started. In even more simple terms and stuff, it costs 20.25% more to buy things now than it did almost 4 years ago. If that's a simple way of putting it for you. So when, like I said, when Biden was sitting there going, inflation was 9% and whatever, and he brought it down and such. And really, we're doing better, and Bidenomics works and everything. We're paying 20% more. So for every $100 worth of groceries you're buying, you're paying $20 more. If it used to cost you $500 to go to Costco or BJ's Wholesalers or Walmart or Sam's Club or wherever you go and stuff, and it's now going to cost you $600. So that's an extra $100, to be plain and simple, and I'm sure you see that for yourself. So we're I hate to say it, but I think this kind of shows we're not doing better. Okay? Now, here's the next thing I want to show you and stuff, because I would say, well, maybe it was just as bad and stuff when Trump was in office. And to be honest with you, he came into office in when did he come into office? In 19, he came into office He got elected in 2016. So he came in office January 2017. And like I said, the end of his administration was December of 2020, we'll say. All right. And again, we'll use $100 as the number. So I will show you that now, and we'll go over to that. So basically, you can see and stuff. President Trump came into office January of 2017. What the $100 was in 2017, how much you could buy back then and stuff. And then when he was leaving office in December, just want to show you, and I'll hit calculate. Oh boy. And the reason why I'm saying oh boy is if you haven't noticed already, when he started in office, what you needed to buy for $100 back in January of 2017 when he started his administration would cost you only after 4 years of him being in office. Oh no, I'm sorry. You know what? My apologies. Let's even move it out to 2021 where it belongs. Not 2020. It's 2021. There you go. All right, let's see. 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 and December. Oh, no, it is 20. Forgive me, folks. Like I said, I make mistakes. So he finished up with his administration. Okay? And by the time he was leaving office, in essence, it would only cost you $7.26 more after 4 years of him being in office that it cost you $100 when he started. And that, as you can see, comes out to 7.26%, or about a 7.25%. So in 4 years, it only costs 7.25% more, which I kind of, I'm just loosely saying, or it is, inflation. So his overall inflation between when he started, President Trump started office to when he was coming out of office and stuff, really the cost of things and stuff only went up about 7.25%. And yeah, that happens. Again, I'm gonna have to come back around and fade back over, and this is what it is for the Biden-Harris administration, and they're not done with theirs yet. They've added 20.25%, which, roughly stating and such, is the rate of inflation increased almost 3 times as fast than it did during the President Trump administration. I think that would definitely give everybody a little pause for the cause, so to speak, when they start talking about, who's been doing better on the economy and stuff. You can't blame everything on COVID. You can't blame everything on, the alignment of the planets, the phase of the moon. You have to take it on facts. And with a lockdown that occurred and stuff for about 2 years, and I think I'm making a video about that too, but I'll get back to that. You have to admit things were better when President Trump was in office. The economy was better. No ifs, no ands, no buts, because of exactly what you're seeing there. This is 120, 25. That's a Biden number. 107.26. That's a Trump number. And I think we all would be wishing that things get back to this 107.26. I don't think that financially everybody is happier. I'm also, it does expand out into certain things and questions that I would have. And like I said, some of the things I ask are genuine. Believe me, they're genuine questions and stuff, because I will voice it as my opinion, and my opinion, or my understanding of how the economy's going. The fact that inflation is taken off, the fact that we have more dollar bills in our economy, in the system, because of policies and approvals of fundings that took place from Biden and Harris administration, has made the value of, oh, I'm sorry, uh, made the value of um, the dollar less. And I think what I just showed proved that. Um, it takes more dollars to purchase things now than it did during the President Trump administration. Um, so again, you know, I'm sure people can also come back and say, what about the stock market? The stock market's been through the roof. Uh, and I'm hoping somebody out there will be able to send me an email, or even, send me a comment and stuff, because uh, while the economy in the aspect of the stock market, yes, the volume and numbers on the stock market and stuff have increased. Um, Going on the comparison of that, it costs more to spend $100 now than it did. It's 20% more. My understanding of the stock market in that aspect, and I have worked in IT for over 30 years, and I've worked primarily in financials and banks and stuff, and I've always had an interest with the numbers and all of that. But again, my simplistic uh, knowledge of it comes down to, is the stock market really, has the value really gone up, or has it gone up because the value of a dollar has gone down? Does it cost, let's just say, if a, because I want you to understand what my thought process is. If I had a stock that was $100 a share 4 years ago, in 2021, when Biden came in and Harris came into the White House, and now it is $120 a share. Is it because the value of the company has gone up, or is it because it's going to take more dollars to get that share, and it's going to take $120 to get a share of that stock, as opposed to the $100 it cost me 4 years ago? Something to think about. Stick a pin in it. I plan on discussing that, I'm sure, in more depth at another time. I think I ran over a little bit my 30 minutes. But I'm just trying to let you know sometimes how I look at things, because sometimes I'm going to admit and stuff. Sometimes I talk to my TV set. I'm watching news. Sometimes, it's Fox News, it's Newsmax, it's CNN even, because like I said, I lean towards the right. But I do want to hear what does the other side have to say? What am I missing? What did they see that I'm not? Is how I think I want to do it. And that's also kind of what I'm going to try to do with these videos and stuff. Hopefully with your feedback, we can have those kinds of things too. And I could say, so and so sent me an email or reply or response to something I said. My belief is a level of, I think, where I would stop. The news on either side is saying our nation, our country is at stake in this election. I agree with that, but that's where it stops in my agreement with them. Their reasons, I say, are, some of them are actually, amped up. It could be the end of democracy type of thing. Yes and no, but I'll tell you my thoughts on that at another time. What I'm trying to not flood one video with too much, but I just want to leave it off with the economy in sense. So if you feel that the economy is painful, and I can't see how anybody doesn't. My thing is that I think to take out of it is, my opinion is and stuff, is that it is the policies of the current administration, the Biden-Harris administration, that put the economy exactly where it is. There's no, it was the last administration. It was no, well, the Republicans didn't approve this, that, and the other thing because they just wanted to spend more money. And basically that would have put more US dollars, not just into our country's economy, but out in the world's economy, which you can turn around and say, why is the world's economy not doing that well either? That is, if the US dollar is the standard that is used around the world, that's kind of a reason and such that the economy around the world will also, again, my understanding, is because we're flooding a lot of economies with US dollars that we shouldn't have printed. That's, I guess you would consider that more of a libertarian view. Yes, I guess I have libertarian tendencies. I lean right with libertarian tendencies. Smaller government is better, folks. That's where I stand. There's a whole bunch of things I'm going to want to talk about. I'm not sure what order they're going to come out, but I want to talk about people throwing around term limits. I don't believe in term limits. Hopefully you come back for a video to hear what I have to say about that. Term limits when it comes to Congress, which is the House of Representatives and the Senate. I don't believe in term limits. The need to have a strong third party, don't believe in that either. But I'll cover that in a video. Hopefully I'll give you something else to think about, if anything. I can hopefully get a lot of feedback regarding those topics and stuff. I'm actually, I'm looking forward to it. So, if that kind of wet your whistle, I hope it did. I am going to post for you this. What did I do? Oh no. Let me get rid of that. That ain't it. I'm gonna bring it back to me. Sorry, due to technical difficulties. There it is. All right, I'm gonna show you now. How about this? Hey, there it is. All right, what I plan on doing is that I am pretty much going to be posting these videos on Rumble. So you can actually find the video on Rumble and stuff. I'm putting a link to the Rumble out on my Facebook. I've also created a Facebook page, as you can see, and such. If you can't find it and such, and you don't want to sit here and go, oh God, I don't want to type that whole damn thing, you can do a search, and you can do a search on Just My Opinion, and you will find the logo that you see before you now. I kind of made it myself on some stock stuff that I found on the internet. So I know I'm not an artist. So that's where you can find it. But most importantly, I am leaving my JMHO email up there. This is the email I'm going to be accepting questions, comments, maybe even some concerns, or maybe you have an offer of a topic, or you have something that you want to talk about, or have me talk about and such, to see how I feel about it, whatever. You have some suggestions for things and such, please feel free to email me. You want to include your name? I'd appreciate if you include your name. You want to give me your full name? You want to just give me your your first name? That's fine. That would be cool. And you tell me, I don't know, where you live. If you don't want to give me the town, at least give me the state that you come from, so that I kind of understand, because even though we're all in this country and we're all in this together and such, we come from different areas, so we have different perspectives. And that's the best thing about our country, because we have all of those different perspectives. The only thing I am going to ask, because it definitely is going to help me keep some emails sorted is if you put JMHO in the subject of those emails and such, because I kind of have a filter set up and I don't want to miss anybody's email. So I got to definitely dump it into one place so that I can review them as they come in and see, what I can respond to. I might end up, you may ask me not to do a video on it, and I may end up just responding to you one-on-one if you want it to be that. Or, you may just say, hey, this is just, for information only. Uh, and, I'll give you a shout out or such if you want me to. Or I'll do everything I can to give a shout out, and I'll try to get through them as much as possible. So make sure that you look for this video out on Rumble. Please leave any comments you want and such out on the Facebook, because I am definitely monitoring that too. But most importantly, if email is probably the best way to get in touch with me. If you have, again, any questions, comments, you can put them out on Facebook. But I'll tell you this, if I get to respond to them, I will. But sometimes I'm going to miss them because sometimes that could be overwhelming. Like I said, you have a better chance of me reviewing it on an email. But again, kind of new to this, so please forgive me if I am a little slow on the response or on the draw, as I would put it. But I will definitely look forward to hearing from all of you. And I guess that's it. I want to tell you, thank you very much for your time. I'm sorry this definitely ran over 30 minutes, but I wanted to make sure that you know where I'm coming from. Again, my name is Michael Caraccio. This is just my honest opinion. And I look forward to you viewing me next time. Take care.